First is attention to detail.
He is curious about where his avenues to grow are. And
I would just say his routine in general, just how strict he is with what he does every single week. Like, it doesn't really vary at all from start to start.
If you're not prepared, he's going to tear you apart in those meetings because he's prepared. He put in the work. He knows these hitters just as well as anybody.
It seems like every moment of truth he's been up to the task.
The best pitcher in the game.
he wants to know, where can I improve? So we sit down at the beginning of the offseason, review what he did, talk about what his path for the offseason is, and then bring that into spring training and make sure we're kind of fine-tuning it as the intensity ramps up.
I think I just try to be as prepared as I can. Try to have an awareness of not all 9 of the guys, then at least a good portion of them in terms of who they are, what they do well. And if I can retain some of that information, or if we can retain some of that information between the catcher and myself and Matt, it gives us different avenues to be creative in terms of pitch selection and how we want to go about kind of navigating the game.
We try and be as detailed as possible about who we're facing, who the lineup is. I'd say most of the time we're going to come in with our strengths as the backbone of any game plan, but then being aware of the lineup we're facing and like what areas there might be some weaknesses that maybe we want to push towards. But every guy's a little bit different in kind of the information they use, but there is definitely a, an analytical or objective background to the conversation that we're having, and then obviously laying on the player and what he does really well to that conversation.
He is invested in his craft, in his team, and being the best version of himself all the time. And you watch that and you live that with him.
He cares in general. It's hard to find people like that, especially at the platform that he's at. He really takes pride in helping his teammates out.
And I think now he's just so much more comfortable with the guys and with the staff members and being able to pitch in New York. You can just tell, like, with the way he shows up every single day, like he's a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident in himself. And I would say he's always been confident, but there's just like a different level to that and comfort that he knows he's going to go out there every time and give us 7+ with quality innings.
Just more familiarity with everything and including the people in the room as well.
What's important to Gerrit is to see people, interact with people, know people, and I think that's where he is way more comfortable now with the organization. So I think along with that becomes a level of comfort of doing your job, and we know how his attention to detail, so to be able to have that layer of comfort and understanding with everyone that passes through in the organization, I think has allowed him to settle in, and and it showed up in a Cy Young Award last year.